Hello everybody. We are back here with another video. And before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and share and comment on the video as we are trying to get 75 by the end of February. We are at 54 at the time of recording this episode. So let's get started. Last time we annexed Georgia. We now have core states on Georgia. We integrated them, but we took a load of debt, and now our economy is in shambles, as now welfare is our top spender. But now we are also just not making any money. So I'm looking at ways to possibly fix this issue. All right. So a way that we can fix this issue, I was kind of looking, but as of right now, we are starting to construct our first nuclear power plant. But this will pretty much not do anything unless if we give it enrichment. So nuclear energy into electrical energy, consuming water, enriched uranium in the process. So we should, once we build that, we'll be buying reactor grade material from the Russians. So that's something that we will be doing. We also now need to fix the current government situation going on, as since Russia has a ton of influence in us, we also need to fix that as well. So we won't need that, but we will need this open with combat foreign influence and Russian influence open. I don't know why Georgia even has influence in our nation, as they're now a part of us, but that's probably just a bug. We are trying to sell our equipment right now. And we now have a shortage. We do not carry enough GDP per capita to continue with one of these research slots. So it will be the gene therapy, which will be taken out. So once this is completed, we'll put something else on here, move it, and then cancel this one, or something like that, so that then we are able to keep that. So let's do friendship with Saudi Arabia and get the game going. So now our oil is tanking, which is very, very nice, as you know, and now we are just going to start losing a bit of money. But it's not like that will go into that much debt. I mean, compared to Russia, they have an insurmountable amount of debt. So I think our next target has to be Abkhazia, as they don't have any debt, they're making money, and if we can get that, mwah, perfect. But to do that, we need to justify war goal, and we can't do that. And Egypt has joined a Jerusalem Defense Pact. This is Syria's faction. No, it's not. Is it Egypt's? Egypt assumed faction leadership from Syria. So CNC equipment is done, so I just wanted to see, am I able to move? Actually, yeah, I should be able to. So we're going to put gene therapy onto something else that, like, if it doesn't get completed, we'll be fine without it. So something like attack helicopters. And then we just put gene therapy up there, so then we're able to get that. There we go. So I know we need to build factories or office sectors, so we're able to get that going. So a civilian factory. This will be done by February 10th, 2010. This is done by 2009. Oh, what would infrastructure be like? So it wouldn't give us any resources, it seems, which is really, really weird, but all right. I think we'll just have to deal with the debt. It's just gonna have to be an issue. Arabia, and we could do Saudi investments. That's 49 days, and it might bump up the GDP per capita high enough. We're gonna do it. That's gonna give us an office sector, and then a fossil fuel plant. It will also give us more influence, so that actually technically cut down on the Russian influence if Saudi Arabia was to just kick in here, which would be really good for us, especially because, well, they are Salafists, so I don't know if that is actually really good for us, but a bit more than the government won't hurt. So in a world news segment, the Islamic State versus the UAE. They flip sides pretty much. So we'll see what goes on there. It just seems like that they're in a deadlock. Otherwise, that's kind of it for the world news. Nothing special has been going on. The Jerusalem Defense Pact has been growing with Egypt and all that. Bulgaria now has their own faction. That was probably stated last time. And these are neutral networks. Neural networks revival. That's nice. That could give us some research speed, and then offices required workforce down. I don't know if that's for the best, as that kind of increased unemployment rate. But I was looking at stuff. I was looking at this here. The expected laws. So if we look at social spending, they don't expect us to be spending it on subtle safety net. So we're going to move it down. So now we'll be in here in the green. Healthcare, we could bump down to basic health clinics, but that's going to cost 104, so we can't do that right now. Education, also can't bump it down one, as they don't really care. Police, we can. Even though that will get us less stability, that's kind of not really an issue. So I think that's what we will be doing. And it has at least started to get this down. And also when we can knock down this interest on debt, that'd be really, really good. So yeah, so we're just kind of hoping for 30K GDP per capita, so that then we're able to keep that research slot. But if we lose it, then we lose it, whatever. We'll always be able to get it back. So right now, I don't even see why I'm able to do this. I don't see my name on here. Oh, whatever. Don't really care, don't really care, and then don't really care. Islamic State declares on Yemen, as they have war goals on the entire Arabian Peninsula. And they're deciding to go after Yemen for some reason and not Oman, even though they should easily be finishing up the UAE, but the proper government of the UAE, but whatever. They will do what they want to do. We do, yeah, there we go, on Oman, so we probably will not be in Saudi Arabia, I believe. Yeah, so, and Turkey. They declared on just about everybody that they could. So now the Islamic State's at war with NATO, so they're not going to be winning. Yeah, so we'll be seeing the rightful democratic Western outlook to, oh my goodness, United Arab Emirates back. So Article 50, Latvia is going to be leaving the European Union. That's nice. So we could do partnership with that, or we could just wait. We could start becoming independent, which is also another. Partnership with Abkhazia. We'll see. Hopefully it wants to adjust for the new There we go. Just gotta. It did, but it just wasn't enough, so we will be losing that factory. That research slot, not factory. So we'll be back down to 4. It's all right, though. We still got Georgia out of the deal. United States sets their nuclear forces on high alert. They're just fighting in the Islamic State. They don't have nukes. But all right, that seems like a little bit of an overreaction in my part. They're just the Islamic State's dead. I mean, they will more than likely be rising in other places, especially like Syria. Yeah, so United Arab Emirates is back in its full glory. Whatever. That very, very um very reactive of the United States to that. But we have new factions. We now have the Anglo-Saxon Alliance. The UK has left NATO. Same thing with Canada has also left NATO. Portugal has left NATO. And Bosnia is now back under one republic. A lot of things happened. Um, so yeah, that's kind of it. It shows that NATO's starting to break apart, and possibly the CSTO can make a comeback. Um, but we have this growing alliance here with the Jerusalem Defense Pact. That's definitely a thing to keep your eye out on. There's our partnership with Abkhazia. China has research, yes. Okay, partnership with Iran, not going to really do anything. Let's just kind of continue. I mean, we could easily threaten Ukraine right now and then go get a war goal, and then hopefully we might be able to get a Ukrainian puppet. But right now, I really want Abkhazia under my control. But world tension just isn't high enough to declare any wars. And they also have a non-aggression pact with the leader of the faction. And I do not believe we can leave. Yeah. So whatever. I definitely think becoming independent is next. So we'll go down here, increase autonomy, and there we go. We'll be gaining a lot less political power, as this one does take 2 instead of 1. But hopefully we are going to become a non-state actor for no longer. Hopefully the UN will recognize us. And many nations start has they just consider us as a non-power. And by the time we are done with here, we'll be regional. So Abkhazia wants a non-aggression pact. So if I do this, you know what? Sure. We'll just have to start influencing their nation whenever we can, and try to get into like the top here, so we're able to make them a puppet, as I think that'd probably be for the best. Let's just puppet them, then integrate them afterwards. Same thing with South Ossetia, which also wouldn't be so bad, as just getting them under our control would be fairly good, just because they have a ton of money. So maybe they're kind of the prize here. I think we veer away from Abkhazia, as hopefully they just kind of become under the fold as we start expanding here. But right now I think South Ossetia is kind of the main target, as there's no main influencers except for India, but they're not really paying attention. So I definitely think that is the best route to go. And even though we could start decreasing these so we're able to start making more money, at this point the economy hopefully just fixes itself, as now we don't have any more unemployed folk due to the new office sector. Same thing with the energy. Where would that be? Right here. Hopefully this just fixes itself when we get the new nuclear reactor in a year. Okay, so there is excavation 1 completed. It gives us more resource expedition, and that actually cut down on some of our debt, as we I believe are now able to get a bit more oil out of these provinces here. Just wondering, still can't get extra stuff out of there. This will be done October 24th still. And I think that was the American elections. We now have John McCain as president. Obama was not reelected. Would it be Obama? No. Obama would have been elected this year. So Obama was not elected as president. So we have a Republican in the 2008 elections. So we'll see what happens next year in those elections. Otherwise, in world news, Sudan will be winning more than likely against South Sudan. Congo finished up their long civil war. Angola is just finishing up theirs. Libya is still going at it down here. Faction-wise, nothing has changed, I believe. Yeah, it looks like that nothing has really changed faction-wise. So we'll see what goes on there. But I was just looking around and looking at states that could probably use some great foreign influence, but these places are just going to be too difficult to get under our control. So South Ossetia is kind of the jewel right now, where getting that cash would easily pay off all of our debts. But right now we need to work on fixing our own problem with our cash. So healthcare spending could be less. Education could go down by 1 more, which right now I think that's what we do. And next we work on the healthcare, as if that was to go down, it would nearly be enough to be able for us to fix up that issue. And also, we need to build. That's Western Georgia, perfect. We need to get our network infrastructure up in our brand new states. So once the nuclear reactor is done, that is exactly what we're doing. And now I'm looking at our fuel situation. We might just have to import from Russia. Or maybe not Russia, maybe some other place like Turkey. Would definitely be a great nation to go through. Just try to open up our markets a bit more. So I think that is what we actually are going to do. That's fine. Ooh, interesting proposal. That could have some political power. I'd sure take it. If the corruption rises, which it did, whatever. Now we got political power that we can use. Who has power? The non-aligned fools. Didn't help. Angola won, and there we go. We'll start working on South Ossetia. And we are super close to being able. Ooh. Sure. The new Angolan government would like to buy some equipment that we have on our markets. Invite a controversial speaker. Nah. I mean, our government shouldn't flip. It should stay Katie Rove. But we'll see what the Moroccan people decide. And it was Katie Rove won the elections, so that's nice. I really just want to get down that influence, so I think It's gonna cost 100 for 3 plus 3%. Nah. If we have to, we could just ban the non-aligned guys from the elections and we'll be perfectly fine. But we will not be doing that, as that would be very authoritarian of us to do. And yes, I know I'm speaking about authoritarian. Oh, well, we'll invite them. Oh, we didn't even have enough support in the government. Oh, now the nationalists are going to rise. Oh, we'll see what happens at this point, election-wise. But now we are, um, we just need political power. Then we can start bumping up our autonomy to start becoming free, which will be really, really good. But let's just see economic-wise, starting to get more of that down. As market contracts is starting to get us some more. So I think that is what we could do, is we could put some more arms, the foreign arms market. For example, because since we just got done fighting Georgia, they had United States stuff. So that's going to be 214 U.S. arms. That's going to be 11 Georgian arms. We're just going to send all of our stuff that we don't really want away. But we could put in 47 command equipment. What else could we do? We can do 51 RPGs. See if anybody wants to buy those. If we can just flood the market with a bunch of stuff. You see, like, we have, like, MiGs, Su-25s. Add those to the market. We'll see what happens. Non-aggression pact with Thailand. Sure. What else do we got here that we could 15 American stuff. Let's look at tanks and things like that. We have some Ukrainian tanks. We actually have a lot of things here in this situation. Oh, that's nice. Kyrgyzstan could help out the economy a bit more. Let's add this Russian jet. Kazakhstan's gonna want some stuff now. That's nice. Let's look at fighters here. Are these just heavy lift aircraft? 6 to the market. Let's put the Ukrainian equipment up. Put the Turkish APCs up. If we just flood the market, like I was saying, and then we can look around for proposed market access and trade agreements. So that's gene therapy done. We are working on the integrated gasification chambers. That's just going to be railways, which we could start possibly building. But I think if we can just let's do genetically modified crops. Don't want that open. So we're not really making much out of our market contracts, but it is something. Something's better than nothing. Let's look at arms and artillery wise. Ooh, these could be priced for a decent amount. Let's do that. We'll see if anybody wants to buy those. As they are American. We'll keep the Israelis. We don't need the German ones as we already got a ton of those. Looks like that we're pretty good on the market stuff now. Now let's just look for people who have the same ideology as us. So we're going to go to the ideology map, and we are the green. So let's look at Iran, if they would like market access. No. Okay, so we'll go back to ideology. So Ukraine already has it. Belarus doesn't have it, but they don't want it. Don't want it. Saudis, China, India, Pakistan. These places already have it. Syria, would you like it? Oh, come on, we got like the best arms on the market right now. You're not gonna find any better arms right now on the market. Maybe Laos? I think it's just opinion based right now. Like Belarus, for example, just doesn't want to. Interesting. Ooh, Mexico, would you like it? Any of these states like it? No. Cuba. Alright, so nobody wants our weapons, even though we have some great weapons on the market, so we'll just keep it in our little circle. So I am going to have to import fuel. I was just kind of waiting to see what we would have to do, and it seems that we are going to have to. Let's import it from the Saudis. We'll send them one civilian and start building up our stockpiles. So now this won't be done until November of 2009. Oh, so several diplomats are cutting ties with Oman, which is really, really weird, but alright. They can do whatever they want. Combined cycle. Let's get... All these just take a lot. So that's thermodynamic bases. These are just going to reduce consumption of fuel, and that also brought up our productivity. A bit more GDP per capita, so that's great. As always, international markets, we'll see if they want to keep buying our weapons. And right now, we cannot. Why? That's interesting. Is it because of Russia's this thing right here? I think it is. So how do... Oh, they want to buy more stuff. Perfect. And that's something that I want to remove. Currently, Chechnya is a federal republic of federal significance. I might have to look and see how I can remove that. Because here I need to be fully independent, but I can't become fully independent. Let me do some looking and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, guys. So I did a lot of looking and I just can't seem to figure out a way to remove this thing without cheating. So that is actually probably what I'm gonna have to do is just cheat and remove this, just so we are able to be able to continue on with this campaign, as I really want to be going down this uh, this branch here. So this is where we're gonna actually leave it off, guys. On June 10th, 2009. Uh, just because I really want to remove this, and I'm gonna have to go through some, I'm guessing, either a console command or something, and remove it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe, as we are trying to get to 75 by the end of February. I thank you all for watching, and have a good day.